Okay, let's start off with the map. This is a close-up of how to get to your place from the Hilo side. I actually came from the south, from the Pahoa side, so I ended up taking D road, but this map is suggesting you taking C road, which is a lot faster. It's a lot closer to C road than it is to D road. And here it is. This is the main Hawaiian Acres road. You can see it's pretty well paved. It's about 5 miles long. It's pretty quick to travel. It does have a bunch of ups and downs though. And then here's me turning onto D road. The original map that I had was showing the property in the middle of Lehua, or Pule Lehua, and so I took this road. And this road goes on for a while. It took me about 20 minutes to get to your house from this road, and as you can see, it starts off with a little bit of paving and then it quickly gets into gravel. They've actually maintained this road. It used to be a lot worse. When it rains, expect it to wash out, but I wouldn't even travel this road to get to your house. I'm just showing a quick look of what it looks like on the backside, if that's a route that you did take. But if this was your property, I would not advise taking this spot. And now here we are on the Pule Lehua on the backside of the road. It's pretty overgrown in some parts. The grass gets really tall. It would be well advised to have four-wheel drive back there. And here's the property. You can see it's definitely overgrown. It's been a long time since someone's actually been here. There is a small walking trail which I'm about to take, but you can see it looks nowhere near what the Zillow pictures are showing. It's pretty private around here. You have a neighbor across the road, but they look like good neighbors, and they're pretty well concealed. And here the property's pretty quiet. You can see this is the driveway. It's pretty well overgrown. There's only a small walking path right now. You'd have to bring in probably a dozer to lightly clear the area to be able to reclaim it, which is doable. You can see a lot of junk trees have come up, so that tells me that someone was not here for a long time, about at least 3 or 4 years of neglect here, creating all these junk trees, which would be advised for you to have to take down. And once again, a dozer doing some light clearing would be able to do it. It would be a lot cheaper than having to re-rip or to rip a property from the original forest, because it's already been done. You just have to clear off this overgrowth. So that's a plus side, but it will take work for you to get it to something of a nice usable place. You can see there's the shipping container back there. I've got to walk through some pretty tall grass and weeds to get to it. And here's looking back down the driveway. My son's walking up. You can see all those junk trees on the right. Here's the shipping container. You know, it's miraculously in pretty good shape. There's even a tent, carport, so I'm assuming it looks like someone is actually once in a while coming out here and walking out onto this property, because that tent is in good shape for being left up like that. And then here we are, we're coming out into the clearing. This is a side-by-side lot. It's 2 3-acre lots side by side. You can see that it has a pretty good view. It's elevated a little, and then it drops down towards the back. This clearing here towards the right was a little thick, but it just looked like a clearing with an island of trees there in the middle. Could be a good house pad or orchard area, but I didn't see much growing. There are plants growing in the bushes in the thick of things, but it's kind of hard to find them and hard to walk around. And so here I am walking down to a lower portion, and this is where they have the fruit trees that they planted. And it's a little, right now I'm raised up on a little perch. If those trees down there were cleared in front of you, you might even be able to see the ocean possibly, or if you had a a tall house that was built. You can see here's one of the fruit trees flagged off, some junk trees growing up next to them, and then more fruit trees there flagged off. They've definitely been neglected. They're stunted. They haven't been fertilized or fed or anything. It's possible that if you came with some mulch and manure and whatnot, these plants would take right off. But you can see here it's rocky. It's similar to my place. It's an old lava flow. You have more rock than soil. It looks like possibly this area was maybe lightly ripped and not ripped all the way. And when I was walking on the driveway, I also felt some larger rocks underneath the grass, making me think that maybe not too much cinder was spread in certain areas. You might have to spread more cinder, which can cost a pretty penny, up to $600, $700 for 10 yards of cinder. And now I'm walking back up the hill, looking back towards the shipping container there. You can see some junk trees growing up tall, just weeds everywhere, tall grasses. With a little bit of work, probably I'm estimating $5,000 of tractor work and maybe some hand clearing labor to do that. You can get this place back in good shape as a clean slate to be able to do your thing. And here I am trying to walk into the side lot that was cleared. It's pretty overgrown, not too many paths getting up in there. There's the island of trees kind of, and beyond that there's a little more clearing. I'm trying to show it there to you. There's a little opening, and beyond that there's a little bit more of a clearing, but it's pretty well overgrown. And there you have it. That's your property. Pretty well overgrown, but manageable to bring back. It's possible. Would I offer slightly lower if you were still interested? Yes, you could counter and say, I'm going to have to put like $5,000 of work into this. So how about I give you 70 instead of 75, and perhaps they'll go for it. And here we are. Now I'm driving back out towards C Road, which the condition of this road shows that it's more heavily trafficked than coming in from the D Road side. But not to say that it's that great. It's still slow going, lots of bumps, lots of rocks. Here's one of your neighbor's lots, and there's a small little dwelling back there, kind of a shack looking. That's actually, I think, bordered next to your lot, that property, but it looks quiet. Not much going on. No dogs, nothing like that. No big mess, which is a good sign. And then here comes another little clearing where there's some construction going on. And then beyond that, not much else. A couple neighbors here and there. Everything looks pretty good. It took me about 15, maybe close to 20 minutes to actually get back to the main road over where the community association is. Here, I'm just trying to show you the quality of the road. Here comes the intersection where I'm going to go back up C Road now. You can see you're at a T intersection. You're at the end of the line there for Hawaiian Acres. So it is, you are 3 roads down from the highway. And C Road is a little better than Pule Lehua, but it is still slow going. Like I said, about 15 to 20 minutes to get out of here. And for me, that's, I like to be able to get out. So I don't know what it's like for you if you feel like you want to be on your property more, but definitely something to consider. The slow roads, it'd be best to have a larger car, a 4-wheel drive car, or SUV, or some type of truck or something like that out here in an area like this. You can see they paved this little intersection. I just crossed the next spur road up from you, and then the concrete starts to get progressively worse, and then it goes back to gravel again. And here we are bouncing around, driving slow again, trying to get back up to that main road. And so it's not a quick jaunt out from here. 15-20 minutes just to get back to the community center. And then it's probably at least 20 minutes to get to Hilo from here. And there's a market in Curtistown called the J Harris store. Nothing fancy to look at, but that is about maybe 10 minutes from the community center. And then Keau would probably be another 10 minutes from there, and then Hilo probably another 10 minutes from there. So Hilo's more like 30 minutes from the community center. And here we are passing another street there, another spur road, and we're one road off from reaching the main part of Hawaiian Acres where the community center is. And here's the community center. That building there is a small firehouse where they keep a volunteer fire engine. And then here is the community center. They have a small little playground. They have Wi-Fi that people can use. And then, people there are trying to have it as a fun environment. They have yoga classes. They have a weekly farmers market, things like that. It's a nice little area.